the guys who don't fuck are having the biggest problem with the guys who do fuck.
Yeah.
Because the guys who do fuck are the guys who don't really care whether or not you have a really high body count or not.
Yeah,
because they're getting laid no matter what, and they don't care.
Do you think men prefer that? They're more interested in in a woman who is skilled sexually, or more interested in a woman who hasn't been with a lot of men? What do you think most men are like?
Most men, it's tough. Well, I don't think most men could realistically handle being with a woman who's been experienced.
Okay.
Like very experienced.
Yeah.
Because I think it comes from like a security
Okay,
issue.
maybe it's insecurity. Do you think if we looked at it statistically that women who've been with a lot of men are more or less likely to cheat? What do you think?
More or less likely to cheat?
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know.
I think they're more likely to cheat.
They're more likely to cheat if they've been with more men before. Is that what you
because
think?
they're not satisfied enough because they've been with more men versus a woman who hasn't been with more men.
Nice. What do you think, Crystal?
Yes, it's always like affect like all the thing, and woman like who's bigger body count, like of course like she is like more like about to cheat because like she has something to how to say.
Like stigmatized, like she's like
stigmatized.
I
don't know that terms. It's probably some trauma over the dick. No, like I mean, like you can see you can see the difference between dicks, okay, like between dicks and between people, and like for example, like when you have a lower body count, or for example, like you don't have like any experience, you have nothing to compare with, and you think like like it's like only one, and you're afraid to check something else, and when woman knows what like after that it's something, she's like okay, fuck that shit, and of course I wouldn't like use it because like I know like
Here's just a hypothesis. What if when there's an oxytocin release and when women have sex with men that men don't always have with women? So men can have non-contextual sex. And if you don't believe me, watch pornography. It's pretty obvious that they can. Women on the other hand, pornography. Women on the other hand, they're gonna have a dopamine release. So let's just say throughout your history, before you met the man of your dreams, who's number 10, 1 through 9, you had a dopamine release with each one of them, and there's an experience that still is imprinted on you and may be harder for you to want to settle because you can always remember those previous experiences. Does that make sense? Could that be possible?
I have a fun fact for you because I took like yoga classes in Mexico.
Yeah.
And she taught me that whoever you have sex with stays in your system, in your cell system for 7 years.
Oh. Even if you use a condom?
Microchimerism.
Yeah, yes. You know what I'm talking about, Rolo. Yes, I do. Yes. See, I got scientific with you.
Yeah.
You didn't know I was
incredible.
smart.
I don't believe in any of that.
I don't either. I was just going to say the jury's still out on that.
Chimera is not a real thing. Okay, anyway. Let's say, Samantha, what do you think?
What was the question?
So the thing is, she was
Body
saying.
count,
So before she was saying, she was saying my body count shouldn't matter.
Right.
And then he was saying, then what's your body count? And she said, I'm not going to tell you. And he's like, well, why wouldn't you tell? If body count doesn't matter, then why won't you tell me?
Right.
And she goes, oh well, it's because my parents are watching right now.
Because it doesn't count.
Right. and then
she can't count.
or maybe she can't count. That's funny. And then at the end, she's like, oh, well, why is it that men care more about body count than women? And her response was patriarchy. So what do you think about that whole situation?
Yeah, I agree with her.
You think it's just the
100%.
patriarchy?
Yeah, I do.
So it shouldn't be a thing that men look at?
No, absolutely not.
No. Why do you think men do that?
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. They just I think they feel insecure,
Okay.
if you've been with a lot of men.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I believe like it's actually like idea about body count, like it's touch like each part like of our society, man and woman. Because for example, like like I have my ex-boyfriend and like like previous boyfriend, like before like I married my wife, and they didn't have a like big like body count of women, and I can tell you the difference between even the men who have like low like little body count and who have like like big amount of women. It's all about the loyalty as well, like like even the guy like with like not a big experience with a woman, but like with great experience in the sex, but he's still going to be much more loyal like like than the dude with like 1,000 girls who loves him. So it works like vice versa.
So I guess what the question is, do you think it's so when you say patriarchy, that's societal, or do you think it's genetic?
I think it's societal.
You think it's societal?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So the only reason why I was saying that, there's a book right behind Crystal. It's called The Evolution of Desire. There's another book, The Evolutionary Psychology Textbook, and they do a survey of 37 different cultures, and every one of these cultures, and some of them are in like Inuit Indian, some of them are in Papua New Guinea, some of them are in the Andes, and all of them in every one of the cultures, men are more concerned with a woman's body count than the other way around. So that would mean it's genetic. Do you understand? That would mean that like throughout history, men have been more concerned because of paternity uncertainty about about whether or not
the kid's theirs.
whether or not the kid is theirs.
Paternity of the kid.
The other issue is, like I said before, is the GSS survey that came out where women would have 230% more sexual partners. Those are the ones who cheated. So they look at women who cheated and women who didn't cheat. The women who cheated had 230% more sexual partners. So
by rate of comparison.
Well, back in the old days, the kings used to kill their wives if they cheated.
You're speaking specifically of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that wasn't like not all of them did that. Okay,
Those fucking kings.
Yes.
God damn.
He did not kill Catherine of Aragorn, and he did not kill his first wife. I mean, his last
I
wife.
have a question for you as someone that's like bisexual. Like, body count with girls or body count with guys?
You're bisexual. You're bisexual. Let's make that
Whoa,
sure.
wait, hold on.
So if you're asking me, like if a girl has sex with a girl, your body count goes down one. That's the way I look at it. It goes down one. Yes.
Really?
It deletes
Damn, then I'm
one.
out.
It deletes one. If you hook up with a girl, it goes down one.
Right, Domo had something to say here. I want to hear.
Okay, let's have a lesbian orgy till we get to 0.
All right, go ahead.
I mean, I'm tired of this fucking bullshit about your body count, this body count. Because,
Thank you. Me too.
Because the whole thing is you men, what's your body count? Your body count is a lot.
Super high. Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
And there's
Not me. I'm just saying in general in life.
Oh, right. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it's like, you get with men and they want their woman to know how to satisfy them. I mean, maybe you guys want to mold them too.
I feel like we can teach them that. I just don't really. If a girl's like super attractive, I don't know if you two guys agree with me. If a girl's super attractive and she just kind of does what we fucking want, it's really attractive. Like we don't really need her to know how to do the Gluck Gluck 9000, right? And in fact, for her to learn how to do the Gluck Gluck 9000 would take like one day. Yes. It wouldn't be something that would take that long to learn. It's not like learning. Like if I was trying to get you to do the equations for quantum mechanics, that takes a couple days.
There's a lot of guys who may not want to teach and maybe just want to sit back and relax and enjoy all her skills.
I'm sure there's a clip for this, but Andrew Dice Clay, part of his comedy, his stand-up comedy bit, one time he was like asking these couple in the audience, he fucks with people in the audience, right? Yeah. He says, "Hey, you guys a couple? Yeah, she looks pretty good. Yeah." These guys like, "Yeah." He's like, she love you? She loyal to you?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Does she suck a good dick?" And he's like, "Yeah, she does." He goes, I suppose the next question is, how do you think she got that way?
Oh my God.
Obviously.
And that was like from like the 80s, and I remember that, and I go, he's got a point there.
Oh, he's got a point.
Yeah, because it's like you didn't put your flag on the moon or anything like that. And I think really what it comes down to is there's maybe it's because we live in this like sort of social media fueled society right now, because everybody is in everybody's business right now. So there's this constant and it's always on. You can't turn it off, right? You log on to social media, it's there. Yeah. So it's like turning the TV on and turning it off. And most people don't want to turn social media off. You can turn TV off quicker than you can turn social media off. But the problem with it is that we have such easy access to it right now. And so everybody wants to ask everybody, what's your body count? What's your body count? And the problem with that is like the guys who don't fuck are having the biggest problem with the guys who do fuck.
Yeah.
Because the guys who do fuck are the guys who don't really care whether or not you have a really high body count or not.
Yeah,
because they're getting laid no matter what, and they don't care.
Also, if I don't care about being in a relationship, I remember in my 20s, like, in fact, forget the 20s, the beginning of the whole pickup artist movement. There was never a discussion about body count or her political affiliation. That was something that came later. Now, I'll tell you, I'm like not judgmental about it. I'm still discerning. Like a woman with a 500 body count, I just don't think I could marry. I'm just like, it's not likely she's going to stay loyal to me. So I understand that. I can be discerning without being judgmental. But, it's just one of these situations. So like, for instance, when we said before, in all these 37 cultures, men preferred women with lower body counts or were more concerned with it than the other way around. Women are more concerned with a man's ability to procure resources. About 2 to 1. They're more interested in that. Men, again, my girlfriend was a bartender. She does not make a ton of money when I met her. Didn't care how tall she was. I didn't really care how old she was. And I did not care how much money she made. Those were not considerations for me whatsoever. But when you have that, there's this one big difference. And that is when women see men that other women find attractive, they find that man attractive. That's not just humans, by the way. Several species of mammals and birds also do the same thing. But the other way isn't necessarily true. When we see a woman who other men find attractive, we don't find her more attractive. We find her attractive contextually by basically the way she looks. Does that make sense? Which might be a reason, because women have this thing, it's called mate choice copying. It works in one direction, not the other. When mate choice copying, that might be the reason why women don't care as much about a man's body count. And obviously, when you listen to Adolfo Tex, or if you go listen to Mr. Beast and they go out, or How to Beast, and they go and ask women, what do you care about a body count? No, what's body count's too high? And by the way, let's do that here real quick. I'm very curious with this audience. What for a man, if you were going to date a man, is there a body count that's too high from him?
And for the people at home, let's remember everyone is in some way affiliated with the industry.
Yes.
So,
Domo, is there a guy you would date where a body count's too high for a man?
No, I mean, if he has like multiple girlfriends at the same time, I might be a little like
concurrent. But like
Tiffany,
in
what do
the
you think?
past.
Is there a level that's too high?
I don't ask questions. I don't know. I don't want to know.
You are
the
making my
answers
point
to.
for me, Sam. What about you?
I mean, no, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It makes no difference. What
no
about
difference
you,
at all.
Cindy? I'm sorry, Crystal.
Yes. I don't like must have, but like when it's like not a big number, so it's alright.
What do you think?
I don't care about their past.
If your
I don't
dude
ask
had
questions.
was notched 500, you wouldn't care.
I wouldn't care because I love him the way he is. I don't ask questions.
Christiana, what do you think?
Yeah, I always assume it's higher than mine, and I don't know what mine is, but I just always assume it's higher.
Okay, ready? Have you
Wait. And Melina over here at the end of the table is like, I don't give a flying fuck.
I don't care about men, whatsoever. Have you guys ever seen a guy that you found attractive because other women found him attractive? Has that ever
Always.
happened? Always.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Anybody else? No.
That's my whole roster.
Yeah, it's your whole roster.
Fucking actor on 365 days. Oof.
Yeah, but other women found him attractive too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anybody else?
If a guy has
Christiana,
a
have you ever felt that
higher
way?
body count than you do you find him unattractive?
I mean, I guess
Not at
I
all.
would when like in my industry when they're like, oh my god, that guy's hot, he knows how to fuck. I'm like, oh, he knows how to fuck.
Yeah.
That's how I got married like last time.
Yeah, so I guess word of mouth is a good thing for that.
We need to clarify.
Bella,
we
what do
need
you
to
think?
clarify terms.
Bella,
here.
do you like the fact? Does it turn you on at all when other women look at your dude?
Yeah, it's just like I think it turns him on when other men look at me.
I don't think it does. I bet it doesn't.
Melina, does it?
I bet it.
Are
I bet
you
it. I bet you
are you
turn him
hot
on
for a
because
girl
you.
if other girls look at that girl?
Yeah.
Really? So there's that. See, social proof even works.
Yeah,
in
social
social
proof. Pre-selection
right?
works both ways.
Pre-selection works both ways.
Both ways.
Yes.
Beautiful.